In my last video, I said I would be doing easiest to hardest bosses in Cuphead, so I hope you enjoy. The root pack is easy. All you have to do is jump for the potato, move for the onion and move for the carrot. For this fight, I would recommend the spread shots to make things easier for beginners. Goopy the Grande is a bouncy blue airhead that is almost as easy as the root pack. All you have to do is dash under his attacks. There isn't really a shot to recommend except from the spread shot for the final stage. Cagney Carnation is a mental flower, however, he definitely isn't a carnation. He shoots seeds like a Gatling gun, he also shoots seeds and boomerangs from his hands, and for the final stage, he starts to shoot pollen and spikes made out of roots through the floor. I will recommend the spread shots for up close and the boomerang shots for far away. Sally's stage play is easy compared to the other bosses in Inkwell Isle 3. Her attacks are pretty easy to dodge, especially with a smoke grenade. The hardest stage is probably the one with the babies, and the easiest is probably the final stage with the umbrella. I think the spread shots are good for Sally. Cala is a hard boss for many people, but not for me. This mermaid has easy attacks to dodge in the first stage, but it does get harder for the second stage. She turns you into stone, and the eels are really annoying. But for the third stage, it does get easier because all you have to do is stay clear from the floor, ceiling, and the spiky pillars. Now we are getting to the ones that gave me a bit of trouble. Hilda berg is harder than Cala because of her first attacks. For example, her bull attack is quick, and so is her transformation attack, so you better be prepared to take some damage from her fast attacks. The only hard bit about Wally and croaks is the final stage when they transform into a slot machine. The other two stages are easy with a spread and boomerang shots. Now back to the final stage. There are 3 animals and 3 difficulties. Snake equals easy, bull equals medium difficulty, and tiger equals hard. So basically just get lucky. Werman is a rat that rides around in a soup can, but don't let his size fool you. His attacks are pretty difficult. The hardest one is when you have to parry over him, and the easiest one is when he becomes a cat. The devil is easy when you get to know his attacks, but if you don't, then get ready for one hell of a time. Pun intended. The only hard stage is the first one because how much health he has. The other 3 stages are easy with a spread shot. Djimmi the Great is the brother to the genie from Aladdin, so you should expect a hard fight. He is hard because he has 5 stages and they get harder and harder, especially the Cuphead stage. Captain Brineybeard isn't too hard, but he is hard especially because of his final stage with the boat, because when you try to duck from his beam, the barrel will come to get you. But other than that, the squid is annoying, the shark is easy, and the dogfish are shit. The Phantom Express is tricky at some points, especially the head of the train with the bone circles and the fire, which are impossible to dodge, and if you have a smoke grenade then that would be a death wish. But however, the train conductor and the ghosts with the hand eyes are easy to dodge. Wally Warbles is a colourful bird that also kinda looks like Woody Woodpecker. His second stage is hard and so are his third and fourth. But on his first stage is easy if you just stay near the back wall. I made something for the stages in Baroness von Bonbon fight called the MLG3, and they are the waffle, jawbreaker and cupcake. The gumball machine is also pretty easy, however the candy con is a right pain in the ass because you don't know where he's going to go next. Beppi the clown I don't want to talk about for long, so all I want to say is he's not fun, he's a dick, he's a twin to the queen bee, and Kristian made it much harder than it should be. Sorry Kristian, I had to tell the truth. Grim Matchstick is a dragon with a lisp. Altogether I think he is a good boss, but I really hate when some of his platforms don't spawn in. Mr. King Dice is my favourite boss of all time, not just because of his mini bosses, link in the description for easiest to hardest Mr. King Dice mini bosses, but because of his personality and his theme song. Dr. Kahl's robot isn't a good boss, especially his final stage. Like what the actual fuck, how did they allow him in the game, like no one likes him. I only defeated him because I was full health, and then I beat him with only 1 HP left. The tutorial level is the hardest boss in the game. Like look at this, how are you meant to do this? Like it's impossible. Like this guy is struggling so much, so it must be impossible. Rumour Honeybottom, aka the Queen Bee, is the hardest and shittiest boss in all of Cuphead. She is pretty much Beppi the Clown's older sister. As Jacksepticeye once said, this isn't a good boss, she is full of bullshit. That isn't exactly what he said, but he said something like that. That's the video, people, and if you want to see the videos of me and my friends defeating Cuphead, they are in the description with the bosses I defeated. So that's it of Cuphead for now until the DLC comes out, and I'm looking forward to it. So next Let's Play, I'm going to do Bendy and the Ink Machine. So if you want to watch that, remember to subscribe, and that's all.